Hi everybody, how are we all doing? I hope we're having a good weekend so far. So today is Friday, 5th of August 2016, which can only mean one thing. The squad is in town. Suicide Squad's been officially released across the globe tonight, today, wherever you are. I've seen it twice already. I've not long just got back from seeing it for the second time. I was at the midnight showing, and there was a general high buzz about the film. Obviously, yes, we've all heard about the critics and their reviews. I'll get to that later on. But before I jump in to do the review of the film, I just want to say a couple of things. Odeon Cinemas did something really impressive. If you got your if you book your tickets online via the website, they made a nice little security badge, nice little Arkham security badge, which is pretty awesome. Usually they have little laminated sort of papers on the desk, on the tables, to let you know that they've reserved your seats and stuff. But this is pretty awesome. I thought it was pretty unique. So yeah, that's a nice little keepsake for myself there. So that's awesome. On top of that, they were giving away Suicide Squad posters. These are the actual scratch and smell posters. So when you sniff it, when you scratch it even, sorry, it does have a nice little smell to it. There is an interesting smell to it. So if you pick these up, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So that's awesome. There was something very, very unique that happened at the Odeon Cinemas here in Metro Centre that I go to. There's an artist that I know by the name of Scott Robinson. I first met him 2 years ago at Newcastle Comic Con, and it was all because I bumped into his mum, who works at the same place I do. So when I bumped into her, I said, "Oh, what are you doing here?" She went, "Oh, my son is here." I thought, "Oh, what does he do? What's he doing?" She went, "No, he's an artist." I thought, "I best go and have a look at his his work and see what it's all about." And when I turned up at his table, it was impressive. I was just blown away with this guy's talent. It is just awesome. And he does sort of like realistic, artistry of comic book characters and TV shows and other stuff. Game of Thrones, Batman, Superman, all sorts of comic books and geeky related stuff. And it was really, really impressive. And I follow him on Twitter. He follows me on Twitter as well, and I've had a look at his website, which I'll put the link at the bottom for you guys to have a look at. It is very impressive, honestly. Seriously, this guy is beyond awesome. So he did something really really generous, as I would like to say. He created a few prints of the Joker and decided to put them on selected tables in the VIP area of the cinema. So when I turned up, I went over to meet him, to say hi to him and his wife and his friends, and he had one put to one side for me. So I was blown away and completely humbled by this guy's generosity, and I'm just going to show you it now because it is impressive. So here it is. This is Scott Robinson's awesome piece of work for the Joker. As you can see, how realistic is that? It's just beautiful, is it not? It absolutely is beautiful. So, yeah, and his website, let me just get this card out here. So this is it. This is his card, Art Beyond, okay? And that's the back of it as well. Scott Robinson, remember that name. So as I say, I'll put the link down at the bottom. Follow him on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Stalk the guy. Get his work. Seriously, it's awesome. I did tell him I was going to sell his soul on YouTube, and Scott, there you go. Enjoy. So anyway, let's move on to the movie itself. So Suicide Squad, directed and written by David Ayer. This was the guy who gave us Fury not so long ago, last year in fact, and it was well received that Warner's brought him on and said, "Okay, you want to do the Suicide Squad? Let's see what you've got." And when the casting news were flying out, Will Smith playing Deadshot, Jared Leto as the Joker, I think that was probably the biggest surprise and the biggest shock. Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn, that was pretty much what everybody was expecting. They wanted Robbie as Harley Quinn. Jai Courtney as Digger Harkness, aka Captain Boomerang. Jay Hernandez as El Diablo. Karen Fukuhara as Katana. We got a big screen version of Katana, guys. I mean, come on. Viola Davis as Amanda Waller. no contest. Joel Kinnaman as Colonel Rick Flag, Adam Beecher Slipknot, Akinnuoye-Agbaje as Killer Croc, again, big screen version of Killer Croc. We've never had him on screen before unless you count the animated versions of Batman and Justice League and even Assault on Arkham, and Cara Delevingne as Enchantress. Now the story does centre around Cara Delevingne's character. She's like the sort of the antagonist of the film. So it's up to the squad to basically stop her from trying to take over the world, essentially. But all the while, Amanda Waller she's pulling all the strings, because that's what she does. She is the head of Argus, and she pulls the strings, even against Rick Flag. You know, she even pulls his strings as well. She uses Rick in such a way that he did not see coming as well. And it all, as I say, is all to do with June Moon, aka Enchantress. You know, June Moon is an archaeologist, and she winds up in a certain place and then gets possessed by Enchantress. We do get some interesting intros for the characters, particularly Harley Quinn, Killer Croc, Deadshot, El Diablo, and also goodness, I've just completely forgotten Captain Boomerang. And speaking of Captain Boomerang, actually I'm not going to say it just yet, but what I will say, because I'm not going to spoil the film, I'm not going to spoil it, but what I will say regarding Captain Boomerang, we do get an interesting cameo. Okay, I'm not going to say who, but I'm sure many of you have already guessed. But I was very, very surprised when that specific cameo appeared. I was like, that is definitely the best kept secret for this film. Yes, Batman is in this film as well. We already know from the trailers. So, but there's a lot more of Batman in this film than you saw in the trailers. So he is very prominent in the film. Post-credit scene leads into Justice League. It's very good. It's a good way of breaking into the Justice League. Yes, we know that Wonder Woman comes out first next year, and then Justice League comes out in November. But the post-credit scene really does give a good tie-in to that connection. And what was also good was this film was pretty much, it was like a knee-jerk reaction to Superman's presence. Okay, obviously in Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, the Suicide Squad, Amanda Waller is bringing the squad together as a reaction to Superman's presence. The fact that he was there in the first place, and then obviously he's died as well. And it was all about, what if he went rogue? You know, what if he comes back to life and he's not the Superman that we all know? He's completely changed. And we saw the vision that Bruce Wayne had with the nightmare version of, you know, Superman going bad and killing people. You know, who could stop him, essentially? And that's where Waller comes in with Task Force X to basically fight the wars and ensure that if the bad guys get caught, well, they get sent under the bus, essentially. So it's great. I enjoyed it. It's entertaining. Yes, it has issues. It's not perfect. It's not flawless. It has a lot of flaws. The first half of the film felt really choppy. You know, there were edits going on here and there, just like Batman v Superman theatrical release. It felt like they cut a fair amount of this film, and I think they did, which means, again, Warner Brothers are jumping in and basically saying to the directors, you can't have this, you can't have that, take this out, take that out, include this, include that. It's like, guys, come on. We need these directors to give us their vision of what we as fans and general audiences want to see. You know, I saw David Ayer's tweet the other day where he said that he couldn't give us stuff about the critics' reviews because he made this film for the fans. And do you know what? He's right. A lot of people are coming out seeing this film and they're actually enjoying it. Word of mouth is really strong on this film, okay? Despite all the panning it's getting from the critics, I don't look at Rotten Tomatoes. I couldn't give two shits about Rotten Tomatoes. Yes, there's a petition going on to shut the site down, but I'm not blaming the site. It's obviously the critics and the reviewers themselves. They're the ones who are giving Suicide Squad, you know, the thumbs down. but fans and general audiences are giving it positive reviews. They're saying to people, it's entertaining, go and see it. I'm saying the same thing. It is entertaining, go and see it. Because it has its faults. What film doesn't? There's no perfect film out there. Every film isn't going to be likable by everybody. This film's not going to be enjoyed by everybody. That's fine. But keep your hate and your trolling and all that sort of stuff to yourself, because I don't want to hear it. But at the same time, everybody is entitled to their opinion. Just don't be a dick about it. It's that simple. Don't be a dick about it. And like I say, this Suicide Squad, it's going to make money. It's already heading towards an impressive opening weekend. It's already had the highest Thursday previews for August, so it's beaten Guardians of the Galaxy. So it is doing well. It's heading towards an impressive opening. So let's see how it goes off in the next weekend. Is it going to lose a huge percentage in the second weekend? But again, like I say, because word of mouth is really, really high up there and it's really strong, I think a lot of people are going to enjoy watching this, and a lot of people are going to cram to the cinemas to see it as well. I felt the cast on a whole were brilliant. There were moments where I felt that Margot Robbie was probably trying a bit too hard as Harley Quinn. It just felt like in some occasions she was trying too hard. Maybe because the script might not have been right for her, but that's not to say that she was bad. She wasn't bad as Harley Quinn at all. I just think that some of the dialogue she was given, she sort of felt forced in a way. But beside that, she was brilliant. Jared Leto as a Joker, awesome. I wish we had more of him on the film. He didn't appear in the film as much as I thought he would be. But again, I hope that maybe if they do a second Suicide Squad movie, then hopefully we'll get more of the Joker and more of other characters in there as well. I love the backstories in particular for El Diablo. He probably had the strongest backstory of all the characters on there. His was more. He had a really emotional side of it, and also a very, very sort of depressing, hurting sort of. He was going through some serious emotions in this film. Some serious emotions. This guy was conflicted beyond belief. So that was good to see. Deadshot as well. He had an emotional side of him as well regarding his daughter Zoe. Everybody else, as I say, everybody did play their part well. Just like I say, I just wish we got more of the Joker. I really wish we got more of the Joker. Majority of the film takes place in the nighttime. So that's interesting. But when you just see them all together at one point, there's this one particular scene where they're all walking down the street, and you're just like, squad goals. I'm sorry to use that term, but seriously, that you just see them all walking together. It's like, yeah, that's a Suicide Squad right there. This is the reason why I'm here, sat in the cinema watching this film. This is what I've lived for, and it was incredible to see that from comic books to animation to big screen live action. Dream made, basically. Dream made. So I want to say a big thank you to David Ayer for that. And there were some interesting Easter eggs as well, especially one tease in particular involving Harley Quinn and the Joker. Again, not going to spoil it. In fact, there was actually two sort of teases regarding Harley Quinn and the Joker. Watch very carefully as the camera pans out when the Joker's lying down amongst his array of knives and guns. Watch very carefully around the edge of the screen, okay? Just watch very carefully. But as I say, there was another moment with Harley and the Joker that will make a lot of comic book fans just geek out with epic pleasure, because it certainly made me and everybody else that watched it, we were all like, day made, basically. So, yes, definitely go and see it. It is worth it. It's getting good hype from the audience, so ignore what the critics are saying, because I've said it before and I'll say it again. It's not about what the critics think. It's about what us, as fans and audiences in general, it's how we feel about it. And I feel amazing about it because it's great. I did enjoy it. It wasn't spectacular. I wasn't expecting it to be spectacular in any sense. I enjoyed it. I wanted it to be fun, and it was fun, and it was entertaining. So go and see it, enjoy it. Don't take kids. It's definitely not for kids. That being said, it should have been rated R. I think it would have made it just that little bit better if it had been rated R. It should have been rated R. So, David, if you do decide to come back for a sequel for Suicide Squad, make it R rated. Okay, just do that. Thank you. Well, anyway, that's it from me. Before I go, if you're wondering about the Suicide Squad competition that I was running, well, guess what? There's no winners because I received no entries, which is a bit of a bummer. I was very surprised as the day wore on. As the days were going on, I thought, we're almost at the film's release and no one has entered for the competition. But that being said, so going forward, I'm actually not going to do any more competitions. So when it comes to Justice League next year and Wonder Woman next year, I won't be holding any competitions. So I am sorry about that. But it just feels like lately not everyone's interested, or nobody's interested. You know, even the competition that I did for Batman v Superman was a bit lackluster on my part anyway. So I just feel like, yeah, we're going to shut down on the competition side of things. So, hey, I've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed doing the competition. I'm sure you guys have enjoyed them as well. But it's starting to fall down, you know, in a sense. And as they say, quit while you're ahead. So that's what I'm doing. But yeah, no, but seriously though, thank you all very much. And go and see Suicide Squad and enjoy it. And we look forward to Wonder Woman 2017. Bring it on. 300 days, in fact, from today. 300 days until Wonder Woman. So we're counting down. So all I'm going to say is, I'll quickly finish anyway, just to say that whilst Warner Brothers and DC are getting a lot of flack, I'm still hopeful that in the many years to come, with all the films that they've got to release, that things will get better, that they will make their films better. I want them to be better. I want them to be great. And I want for Warners to give the directors the freedom to make the films in their vision for the fans and for general audiences to say, this is what we produced, enjoy. And not for Warners to go back and say, okay, that film's a bit too long, can you cut this out? It's like, guys, you had Lord of the Rings and Hobbit release nearly 3.5 hour films. If these guys want to make a 3-hour movie, let them. Please, I would sit down to watch a 3-hour movie. I mean, Batman v Superman Ultimate Edition has already given us a film that we should have had when it came out in the cinema. So, please, Warners, if anyone is watching this, let the directors give us their version of the film. Okay, it's that simple. Don't wait until the home video release, Blu-ray release, whatever, for them to release it. Do it at the cinema. Guarantee you will get so many bums, more bums on seats, and a lot more money coming your way. That's how you do business, okay? It's that simple. Hell, put me in charge for a week. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'll say this. I will let the directors run free, okay? Give them the money, let them go. It's that simple. Fund it, and then sit back. It's that simple. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. And yeah, it's been great. It's been a great weekend. I'm going to see it again on Sunday with my girlfriend. And then, yeah, I hope she enjoys it as well. I'm sure she will. But anyway, I'm out. Thank you all very much for watching. See you all very soon. Bye.